Hello everyone and welcome to this week's preview, probably one of the best weeks we've had last week, almost doubling the units that we put on. I'm going to make Friday nights at the Valley a permanent part of the preview, so we're doing 3 meetings probably each week until the night racing season obviously finishes. The Valley, Sandown and Rosehill to come this Saturday. I want to make or just touch on 2 things before we get onto the tips though. I've started to place some multis on the Sportsbet feed. The Salmonator YouTube is my profile name. So yeah, go check that out if you've got some time. Last Man Standing is the other announcement. It's going to be returning next week for CF4 Day at Caulfield. Now, 5 entries I'm allowing. 1's already taken up by me. There's already been another spot taken up by Sky High Horse Racing, who I've told privately about it. So there's 3 spots for you guys. I don't care if you've played in the past. No one is guaranteed at the moment. Geordie won it last year. If he's in again this year, he'll be hard to beat. But yeah, you're not guaranteed in if you've played before. It just allows new people to join up. So if you want to join up, DM me on Twitter or X, whatever they call it now. And yeah, let's get that sorted. On to the tips. Hopefully this week is another fill-up. Starting off the weekend with race 2 at the Valley, I like horse number 1, Lazy Susan, 2 units the win. This was its last start run at Flemington on New Year's Day behind layer upon layer down the straight at Flemington. Now you can see in the replay that it's sort of wobbling a bit all over the joint. Don't think it handled the straight. Back around the Valley where it hasn't missed the top 3 once. In 5 starts, so that's a good record. From gate 1, I'm hoping can box seat. Logan Bates is in good form. He takes the 3 kilos off, bringing it down to 59.5 kilos. It's won 3 times at 1,000 metres, Lazy Susan. This isn't 1,000 metres, but it's 955. It's basically the same. The only minor query is gate 1 on a short course Valley trip mixed with a 3 kilo apprentice. I love Logan Bates and his work, and he's in very good form, but that setup just sort of scares me a little bit. But I think Lazy Susan represents good value at the 460 mark tomorrow night. I'm happy to be with it. Race 4 at the Valley, I like horse number 6, the Daily Planet. A bit of value here at the $9.50. This was its last start run at, some of you would probably think I've lost the plot here, Camperdown. Camperdown in a benchmark 64. Got home really well once it balanced up. Ran past a horse called Love and Laughs, who since came out and ran a decent race yesterday at Sandown. So I think, and Sandown and the Valley have similar prize money on offer, so I think it's a similar sort of race. So that's why I think the Daily Planet's form can measure up. It's 3rd up now tomorrow night. This was 1,400 metres, up to the 1,500 metres tomorrow night will suit. I think the race is actually 1,523 metres, so that suits more. Gate 5, Linda Meach can be right on speed. Could potentially lead if it begins well, and I think at the $9.50 it's worth something. Finishing off Moonee Valley with race 5, number 5, Dream Zell, 2 units the win on this horse. We're going to take a look at its last start run. Some of you will think I've totally lost the plot now. At Panola. At Panola, it won, it led, it won. The Dabernig and Jordan Weatherly combination is absolutely on fire. Jordan Weatherly rides this horse again tomorrow night. Claims the 3 kilos, bring it down to 58. From gate 5, it should ping straight to the lead. 1,000 metres around the Valley. I'm hoping it'll just be too fast for them and they can't catch it. It's won twice at the 900 metres, so it's a real speedster. Dream Zell, 3rd up now. It's going to be at its best. Hopefully straight to the front, they don't catch it. We kick things off at Sandown in the first with horse 4, She's All Shenanigans. 1 unit the win at $6. This was its last start win down the Flemington Straight in a benchmark 74 over 1,200 metres. Now, it's very hard to lead down the straight and win. This horse was able to do that with Ryan Houston in the saddle. Ryan Houston sticks with this horse now. Up in class, obviously, it gets a little bit of a weight relief. It's down to 52.5 kilos with Ryan Houston on. That is a very good weight. Gate 4, I don't think this horse has to lead. There's a bit of speed in this race, so I don't think She's All Shenanigans has to lead. It's a winner at Sandown before. It's a winner over 1,200 metres before. It's 1 from 1 at the track and trip. Gate 4, ideally, I reckon 1 out 1 back will be perfect, and I think this horse is good enough to win. Race 3, I'm with horse number 1 in Golden State Warrior. We're going to take a look at its last start run at Geelong. This was in a benchmark 70 where it won very impressively here with Jamie Mott in the saddle. Goes up to a benchmark 74 on Saturday, so not much of a difference. Goes up half a kilo off this performance as well. It was only third up on this occasion, so I think fourth up now is ready to hit top gear. It looked like it hit top gear on this occasion, but I reckon it can go to a new level on Saturday, having another run under the belt. Gate 3, I reckon, can posse closer than what it did at Geelong, and I think it's a really good horse. Looks the best horse in this race off on paper, and I think it can make its presence felt on Saturday. The 2-year-old races were kind to me last week, and I'm playing again in race 5 at Sandown, the Chairman Stakes. Group 3 level, 1,000 metres for the 2-year-olds. And with the Hayes train, Force of One. When you take a look at its last start, Jump Out, this was at Werribee. It won this Jump Out, and I like the work that it showed in this Jump Out. You can see that it goes through a gap between two horses, and sometimes 2-year-olds can be a bit apprehensive to take those kind of gaps, but Force of One went straight through it, which shows to me an early sign of maturity, a little bit of toughness in the horse as well. From gate 10, I'm not sure where they're going to get to. I'm hoping sort of 3 wide with cover. They've only got one bend, so I guess it doesn't matter too much, but you always want cover. So I think it can get 3 wide with cover, maybe 1 pair back, and I think it's, well, off jump outs and trials, it's one of the best 2-year-olds in the race, so hopefully it can get the job done. Straight to race 6, where I'm with horse number 8 in the Chauvinist. This horse is also at a bit of value at $7.50. This was its last start Jump Out at Flemington. Very nice work, but taking a look at its form last preparation, it's only had 1 race preparation, and that was back in about August, where it progressed through the grades nicely. It's 3 from 6 in its career. The highest level it ever got to, which it won, was at benchmark 64 level. All its wins have been on synthetic, which slightly worries me a bit, but I think it can convert the synthetic form to a good track at Sandown, no problems. Gate 11, we'll need to find a position. I'm hoping similar with the other Hayes thing that I had in the last race, Force of One. 3 wide with cover somewhere, and I think this horse is good enough to win. It's still a 3-year-old colt, so I think it just took more maturity over the spring break, and I'm hoping it can come back and win on Saturday. Finishing off Sandown with race 10, number 11, Name Dropper, 1.5 units the win on at $4.50. This was its first up win at Flemington. This was in a benchmark 74 over 1,400 metres. Now, faces a rise up in class on Saturday up to benchmark 84 level, but because of that, it carried 56.5 on this occasion, now carries the 54.5, a little bit of weight relief. It's 3 from 4 at the 1,400 metres, absolutely loves this distance. Has an impeccable first up record, which is probably why it won this race. Can't say the same about its second up record, but that doesn't faze me too much, because I think from gate 1, doesn't look too much speed in this race again on Saturday. I reckon it can find the lead, and we know Lakeside can play leaderish at times. Dean Yendel's in the saddle. I'm hoping it goes straight to the front, and just like Dream Zell, they won't be able to catch it. 4 to look at from Rosehill, the first one being race 3, number 1, Blitzburgh, 2.75 units to the win at $3.70. This is a 2-year-old race. This was its last start run at Eagle Farm in a 2-year-old handicap behind Space Rider. It was well backed late, and couldn't manage anything more than third. I like the work it showed through the line though. Gate 2 can settle right on speed. I reckon that suits. This horse only 2 starts ago settled 3 wide no cover and only got beaten 2 lengths by a horse called OLA, who won the Magic Millions 2-year-old classic. I reckon that's good form. This horse has done a bit of travelling and has already had 3 runs in its first preparation, so it'll eventually want a spell, and that's the only query I've got going into Saturday, whether it's had enough. But I like how everything else in the race is either first up or on debut. This horse is the only one with race fitness, and I think it maps for the best run in the race from gate number 2. So I'm happy to be with Blitzburgh. I was with this horse last start. I'm with him again on Saturday. Polyglot, 3.5 units to win at $2.50. This was its last start win at Rosehill, won by a length and a half here in pretty much the same class as what it faces on Saturday. This race was a 3-year-old benchmark 72. The race on Saturday is a 3 and 4-year-old benchmark 72. Gate 12, I reckon J-Mac can just burn them with rubber here and could just go straight to the front. If it does that, I reckon it's going to be really hard to beat. If he tries to take a sit, it'll need to get in for cover, and that might be a bit of a query on whether it gets to, where it gets to from a map perspective if J-Mac decides to take a sit, but I'm hoping he just takes luck out of the equation, goes straight to the front on this horse, and I reckon it's very progressive and can win again. Jumping to race 7, where I like horse number 2 called Bunker Hut. 1 unit the win on this horse. This was its last start run at Rosehill behind Zondi. This horse loves running second. It's been watching too many Tom Melbourne replays. It's 23 starts for 3 wins and 8 seconds. But what I liked here is once it picked up and went back to the inside, this horse really found an extra gear, and another 50 metres into the race, or past the post, and it would have won. So I like how even the horses think I'm on the right horse. They've made a tick amongst themselves when they're about to cross the line in this recent replay at Rosehill. But back to the 1350, I don't see it to be much of a problem. Gate 2 will settle right on speed. I don't think the fence will deteriorate as bad as it did at its last start run at Rosehill, so hopefully it can get the gap when it counts and win. And I'm playing in the Group 3 Southern Cross Stakes, 2 nets the win on horse number 5, Willado. This was its last start trial win at Warwick Farm, went straight to the front and found an extra gear when the second horse idled up outside of it. Now, a lot of people might be querying this horse, saying, oh, why has J-Mac jumped off? He always rides this horse. I'm pretty sure it's due to the weight. This horse carries 54 kilos on Saturday. J-Mac, I don't think, can ride at 54, which is why he's riding Hard to Say, which is the toppy. But Willado, 7 from 16. 7 wins from 16 starts in its career. It knows how to win. Gate 1, Tyler Schiller can just boot up and hold the fence and the lead. And I think this horse has the ability to strike it first up. Well, thank you everyone for watching my preview for this week. Hopefully it's another fill-up, just like I said at the start of the video. It's currently a 22 unit spend, but I'm probably going to add a couple or a few more horses in on Saturday race morning, so make sure to stay tuned for my YouTube community post on Saturday morning. Thanks everyone again for watching, and until next video, bye for now.